Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Forgotten Favorites, the last couple of days of Forgotten Favorites here in August as we wind down the month, though. All month long, we've been taking a look at some cool obscurities, rarities, little talked about albums from my collection from some pretty obscure, unknown bands, and maybe some that are a little more known than others. Hopefully, you guys have had some cool new things to check out here, albums that you weren't aware of before, or maybe stuff you haven't heard in a long time, right? It's been cool for me too, kind of going back and revisiting some of these things. We've been going back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, kind of it's all open for discussion. Today, we're going to go back to 1971, I believe this album came out in. Hold on. Pretty sure it was 1971. 1970, sorry. From Rockford, Illinois. A little-known band, although you know a couple of members really well, called Fuse. Self-titled release. There's the guys in the band right there. Perhaps a couple of them look sort of familiar to you. They should. Rick Nielsen and Tom Peterson, soon to be putting together a band called Cheap Trick, just a few short years later. Also in the band here, we've got Joe Sundberg on lead vocals. You got Craig Myers on lead guitar and Chip Greenman on drums and percussion. Rick Nielsen on guitars and keyboards and Tom Peterson on bass guitar. So this is a really good album. It's funny because if you go and there's interviews on the internet you can read with both Rick and Tom, and they kind of shit all over this kind of point in their career and this album and this band. And I think kind of unjustly. This is a very typical of the time kind of proto-metal, proto-prog band. A lot of Hammond organ and keyboards. Good crunchy guitar riffs, really good vocals. If you like early blood rock, Vanilla Fudge, Iron Butterfly, and Mark I era Deep Purple, that's what you get here. A lot of great guitar work. Love the bluesy vocals, really, really strong, and a lot of keys. I mean, Rick Nielsen's playing all the keyboards on here, and he's the man behind the Hammond. I'm like, holy crap! The first time I heard this, I only stumbled upon this like maybe 2 years ago, and this is from 1970, and wow. Apparently signed. This reissue is Epic, so I'm not quite sure if the actual album itself was Epic Records. Recorded at Columbia Studios, Chicago, 1968, released officially in 1970. Okay, and of course, the only album then they broke up to form Cheap Trick and Silver Fox, which were the two bands that come out of this. So what do we get on here? You get 8 tracks, 4 to each original side of vinyl. Starts off with Across the Skies. All the songs are about 4 or 5 minutes long, 3 to 5 minutes long. So they're fairly short. But a lot of room for big riffs. Lots of Hammond organ. The whole thing. Really good vocals. Across the Skies. Permanent Resident. Show Me. To the Health. That's side 1. Really, really cool. In a Window. 4/4 3/4. Mystery Ship and Sad Day. Sad Day. Each side of the vinyl was kind of ended with a longish track, like, close to 6 minutes long. So pretty cool. I like this a lot. There's a lot of really memorable songs on here. Splendid playing. I don't understand why the guys in, Rick and Tom just kind of look back so horribly on this album at this point in their career, because really good stuff here. Really good stuff here. Like I said, if you like that late 60s, early 70s hard rock kind of prog thing, the kind of collision of the two before either, metal or prog were really a thing yet, but there were a lot of bands kind of doing little bits of both. So pretty heavy, pretty proggy, guitars and keyboards, really strong vocals, a lot of good bass in here too as well. You can really hear Tom's bass playing on here. But it's interesting to hear a band with Rick Nielsen where he's not playing like the lead guitar role. You got the other guy who's doing all sorts of blistering leads on here, but Rick makes his presence known with the riffs and lots of keyboards. So, Fuse. Is there anything else here to show you? Probably not. This is a Japanese import. Well worth seeking out. Not much here, but there you go. Let's see if the camera will focus on that. There we go. Can you tell who's who there? Can you see those familiar faces? A couple of them anyway, right? Although with the longer hair and looking a little young and with the wearing the winter coats and stuff, you know. But anyway, yeah, Fuse, self-titled, 1970. Check it out if you haven't already. And visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course. We're here on the YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned. We've got coming up another one of these tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. And then that's it for Forgotten Favorites till the once-a-month slot that we're going to be giving it. Also, we've got 2 shows coming up for you tomorrow. George Lemay and I will be ranking the albums of Progressive Metal Titans Redemption, as well as George will be back on another show on the same day. He and Rand Kelly are going head-to-head in album homework assignments. So both of those are coming up tomorrow along with another Forgotten Favorite. So thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. For donations, click on the Ko-Fi link below, as well as the link to our merch page and seaoftranquility.org, our webzine that has now been on the air for 20 years. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.